Here are 5 challenges that I faced and I'm still facing as an early stage entrepreneur. Number 1, posting on social media. And while I did have a YouTube channel in the past that got to around 700 subscribers, it wasn't that big and it was in a niche completely different. And in the last time I haven't even posted that much on it, so I can't really leverage it. So I'm basically just creating a personal brand from scratch. That too with basically zero social leverage or anything. And social media is a big part nowadays of business. Whether you're on the founder side or the more business side, it builds your brand up either way. So it's super important too, and it's really important to start early, so that's what I'm trying to document my journey. But at the same time, it's quite difficult if you're starting from scratch like me, especially on Instagram. Most of my posts, engagement and comments and likes and everything are limited to my followers, and it's very hard for it to go beyond. Obviously, I'm still working on that. Hopefully it will get to that point soon, but in the starting phase, getting that non-follower attention is quite tricky. LinkedIn has been quite a bit of a lifesaver for me. If you start posting stuff relevant to your niche, connect with people in that niche, connect with people you know, it's quite easy to grow a following because your connections equals your followers. You get some likes on your posts if you continuously post, and you also start to get social leverage because when you then outreach to potential clients, investors, whatever for your business, if they see that you're posting, then you have some sort of leverage. So the clients or prospects or leads know that you're a legit dude. So that's actually how I closed my first deal for my business, for my AI agency. And also I reached 500 plus connections quite fast. So LinkedIn has been quite decent so far. Others not so much, but we're working on it. And the biggest thing is actually the fear of posting. Because right now, when I am a US starting out, you're in the most raw and sensitive part of your journey because you have 0 results, but you're posting on social media about what you're doing with nothing to back it up. You're gonna have some sort of fear aspect, like no one's even gonna care about what I'm saying, so why am I even posting it in the first place? Number 2, too many ideas. The internet is so vast, it is filled with so much information. Every day you get like 5 different business ideas, so it's super tricky to actually focus and nail down on like 1 or 2 things that will actually bring results, because if you focus on too much, nothing's actually gonna work out. So staying focused on one thing is tricky because there's so many ideas out there, you don't even know which one to pursue. Number 3, balancing entrepreneurship with other things in life. Because right now, I'm starting out, it's not my full-time thing. I'm a student at university, so it gets tricky to balance both of those things together, but many people go through this. There's nothing really unique, and to be honest, none of these challenges are that unique. Balancing time management is super important, because entrepreneurship in itself is super relentless. You have to do it like 24/7. Add the fact that you're a student, gets trickier, but you gotta do both regardless. So number 4, outreaching with 0 testimonials and 0 social leverage. So I sent so many pieces of outreach to so many people in so many different niches and industries before I got my first deal, and most of those, like 90+% of those, probably weren't even read. And then sometimes someone reads it, someone replies, and the reply is I'm not interested or no thanks. And then someone replies, and sometimes they're willing to get on a call, then you fail the call and you don't close any deal. And then finally, after like so many attempts, like hundreds, probably normally it takes like hundreds of attempts of cold outreach to finally close your first deal. Because remember, you're doing this with 0 testimonials. You have no proof of your service, that your service or whatever you're providing actually works. So without it, obviously no one's gonna trust you. So getting that first client is super, super tricky. That's why it's so important to, right when you start posting on social media, because by the time someone sees your profile they reached out with, at least you have some content to back up the fact that you're a legit person trying to work towards something. Of course, the content will have no testimonials or anything attached to it, but at least it's some sort of leverage. And nowadays, building in public is a real thing. And number 5, having absolutely no clue if what you're doing is actually even going to work out in the end. But as part of the process, of course, I've seen enough motivational reels to know that failure is a part of the process. You have to fail, and then you get the success. So my mentality right now is to just get the failures out of the way ASAP. Just let me fail until I get something that works. So for me, that's fine, but it's still a challenge because you're devoting so much time into something and you don't even know it's going to pay off. So obviously it's a challenge, but everyone goes through this. It's a part of entrepreneurship, and I've already dealt with a lot of failures in terms of outreach at least. But yeah, I don't think even if something fails, the hours you put into that thing, I don't think should count as failed hours, because the hours you put in, even if the idea doesn't work or whatever you build doesn't work, still adds to your knowledge, and those hours still, I think, will compound over time. So it's not like they're failed hours or anything. Pretty obviously, I'm not experienced, but I do know that you have to fail first to get to something, unless you get like super lucky or something. So yeah, those are my 5 challenges I've had so far starting out as an entrepreneur. Hopefully you could relate to some of this. Let me know if you experienced some of these things too. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, bye.